Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda, and this is Gizmo.
We're the village's newcomers, and it's time for...
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
It has been cold.
It has. I've had my coat and my gloves on walking Gizmo in the morning.
Cold's all relative, though. I mean, we're talking cold, 40 when we get up, and usually it warms up to 65, 75 degrees. But the mornings can be a little chilly, and late at night can be a little chilly. In fact, we had to turn the
heater on.
Yeah, the heat on. We switched the AC to heat probably, about a week ago?
No, just a couple days ago.
A couple days ago. I don't mean to rub that in on all of our friends up north there, but
Sorry.
we finally had to break down and put the heat on. But it's not on now, is it?
No.
Okay. Now we've been receiving some pictures of snow from up north. Thanks for sending those. It really helps us verify why we moved down here.
Yes. We're sorry that you are going through all the weather you
a
are.
lot of happy snowbirds to be down here while their neighbors up north are enduring the cold. Today's video, what are we going to talk about?
We're going to share about some rocks in the villages.
Sharing about rocks.
Sharing about rocks.
Okay. I'm going to take a look at a pool. Somebody brought to our attention something we hadn't thought of before, so we're going to take a visit.
And there's a mysterious house on Buena Vista.
All right, all that and more.
We were on our way to the Finney Grill a couple days ago when Jerry and I noticed on a post by the car was a rock sitting there. It was all painted up, and I went, "Oh, Jerry, look at that. That's one of those painted rocks." And you were going to find many clubs in the villages, painting rocks, rock painting clubs, and a lot of them are down south of 44, but I'm sure you can find them all over the village. Here's one that I did with Jerry, for Jerry, on our anniversary. It just says you and me, and that's for our 42nd anniversary. I painted that for him. Anyway, I've done other rocks for birthdays, for anniversaries, for retirement. You can do them for everything. What I'd love to do is to get together a bunch of girls and do them for holidays. Just have a whole rock painting day and let's all do Halloween today, or let's do Christmas today. Let's do St. Patrick's. And then you put them around the villages, and you can just not hide them, but just put them in sight where someone will pick it up, and then their job is to take it somewhere else and hide it. Yeah, it's like spreading good cheer, and you'll enjoy doing that with your friends. So have fun with it and paint some rocks and spread the good cheer.
You know, we've been talking a lot about meatloaf on our show. And a lot of you have written us saying that you loved Linda's meatloaf. But unfortunately, the real meatloaf died. Was it Friday?
Yeah, sometime this last week.
Gosh, great singer. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I mean, he's a good guy. Sorry to hear that.
Great songs.
Salute to meatloaf. Here's Rocco and Karen. They're planning to move to the villages, but unfortunately, their house up north burned down.
Oh, wow. That is
It's kind of
sad.
delayed their plans, and we are so sorry for you guys, and we wish you the very best.
That's Kelly and Dana. They met me at Bargains and Blessings on Friday.
You meet a lot of people over there, don't you?
I enjoy meeting people at the Bargains and Blessings. I wear my mask there because there's a lot of people in and out of the store. And they recognize me. I'm busy. I'm going through that store so quickly, and then I hear Linda, and I went, ah.
They recognize you even with your mask on.
They do.
Well, here's Stephanie and Larry. They have become friends. They're fellow Hoosiers and Notre Dame fans.
And Marley says hello to Gizmo.
Mary Ann came down and visited those Grandview Clydesdales. Majestic horses. Love it. She didn't tell us who that guy is with her, but hello to you both.
I bet they had a great time. And Sarah's watching Gizmo doing his thing.
Sarah is Saara.
You know what? I thought you had a typo.
No typo. It's real. Well, they write that and I just copy it. But
Maybe they had a typo.
Yeah, no. Michelle sent a photo of Georgie. Georgie likes to watch Gizmo.
Ron and Susie sent this beautiful picture of their dog, Heidi.
That's a good-looking dog. Here's a photo of Randy and Charlotte Bryant from Leland, North Carolina. And they're with their precious little Doxy.
And Debbie, Mark, and Dixie in their cart.
Linda's always bumping into people. Here's a picture.
Not on purpose.
Well, here's a
Bing, bing,
picture
bing.
of Linda with Dewey and Rhonda at Bonifay Country Club. Well, actually, Dewey wouldn't let Rhonda get in the picture, so they live in LaBelle, and Linda's here schmoozing with Dewey. Look at this cute cartoon, and it is so true. Property values are on the up.
They really are.
They have to come down someday.
I hope
But
so.
who can foresee that? Because
Yeah.
supply and demand, people want to live here, and there are very few pre-owned homes for sale.
Yeah. People,
And actually very few new homes for sale.
yeah. People are really wanting to move here, but they're having a hard time with this market. So I wish them luck.
Let's move on to our first question today. We told you we'd have a question about this. It's the yellow house. It's on a roundabout up Buena Vista. It's charming. It's a 2-story, older wooden clapboard house.
Yeah.
Very old. What's the story on that?
Well, this was built in 1885 and finished in 1887, and it's the oldest house in the Villages. It was first built in Oxford, and then they moved it in 2004, I think, no, 2002, and to the Villages. And so it's been on Buena Vista, and now they're getting ready to renovate it. They're going to redo the windows, they're going to power wash, they're going to do a lot of things to it to make it really updated.
As you can see, it looks great from the outside.
Yeah.
But I think there's something and we did call and talk to the powers that be and try to find out more about this. And we think that it was in the deal, that when they bought that land, that they would preserve that house. So it's been moved. It's been moved several miles from Oxford
Right.
to that Buena Vista intersection.
Yeah.
And it's good. Now it's a local landmark.
Yeah.
Jody and Jason ask, is there an age requirement for taking a lifestyle visit? And we think there's not a rigid requirement because we know people in their 40s that have taken lifestyle visits and even bought property for that matter. And, it's all about availability. If they have the availability, I think you'd have no problem. If they were swamped, you might not be able to get in. And I think it does get pretty busy this time of year.
It also has a cost change, doesn't it? The
Yeah.
seasons. It's cheaper in is it summer to do it? Yeah. It's pretty hot in the summer too.
Very. They go on to ask, do you know what the time frame is? Can you have a lifestyle visit 3 to 10 days long? No. We took a 4-day lifestyle. We're going to talk about that a little later in the show. And they offer a 4 or 7. And of course, like she said, the cost depends on what time of year that you take it. And their final question here, do you know what an average lifestyle visit would cost? I imagine it's more expensive in the winter, and you are exactly right. When we took it, being the bargain hunter that I am, we took it when it was $99 a night. And I believe back then they had a bump up to $129 and then even a further bump up to $199 or something like that. I'm not sure what it is right now. But you can call the sales office. There are 3 sales offices. There might be 4 now.
Could be.
But there are 3. There are one in Spanish Springs, one in Sumter Landing, and one in Brownwood. We've always dealt with the one in Brownwood. But give them a call. They'll be happy to answer your questions. Gizmo, you should be answering this one. Kathy and Harry want to know if electric dog fences are allowed. Except for the training period, there wouldn't be any telltale indicators that were against deed restrictions. Yeah, they are allowed, and they do have them. What's not suggested is that you leave your dog out unattended.
Yeah.
And really, it's rare to see any dog off leash.
We very seldom see a dog off leash.
Well, we were playing golf the other day. Do you remember that?
I do.
We were playing golf over on Mangrove.
Right.
We saw a couple walking with 2 big dogs, and they were off leash, and they're walking on the trail of the golf course.
Yeah. I have a feeling they were guests. I don't think a resident would do that.
Well, first of all, you're not allowed to walk on the golf cart trails. They're for golfers.
Right.
And, you got golf carts zipping up and down there. And we saw these 2 unleashed dogs run up to 2 golfers.
Yeah.
I mean, right up in their face. And I could tell that this young man and woman that were golfing were intimidated a little bit.
Yeah, I would be scared to death.
Yeah, don't do that. But yes, you can have your training fence and you can let your dog out in your yard. But I tell you, Gizmo's very well trained. I know, don't let it go to your head. And yesterday, for example, I'm on the front porch reading, and He's laying next to me. He's not leashed, but he knows not to go out.
Yeah.
But still, if that certain little someone that he's got his eye
Yes.
on the one street over comes down the street, he'd probably go out there, and that would be a no-no, and I would look bad if he did that. So please don't make Daddy look bad. Linda down in Austin, Texas, she is delusional.
Why?
Because she signed her thing, Delusional Linda, in Austin, Texas. She says, I just turned 65 and I can't believe it's actually true. Join the club, Linda.
Yes.
She wants to know, was it hard to get used to living around just senior people? Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's what people say after they insult you, right? Just wondering.
Oh, I don't mind it. I see grandchildren all the time in the golf carts. I'll see visitors, and when you're shopping, you're seeing all kinds of ages in the stores.
Oh, and they're young at heart.
I'm going to stop too and also give an advertisement that tomorrow, on the 25th, there is a 50th anniversary party for people that have their anniversary, their 50th anniversary, and it's going to be at the Savannah Center, and it sounds wonderful. You can reserve a table and have your own little guests. You reserve a table of 8 and have a party, and then they have a dance, and you're supposed to be kind of dressed up a little bit. It's called cocktail attire requested.
Cocktail attire. What is cocktail attire? Is that like a tux?
I've seen it in the paper before. I don't know about tux, but I've seen ladies in long dresses, and I'm sure there's a dance.
Maybe it means like your best shorts.
Your tuxedo shorts, yes. And it's a buffet dinner for $35. I'm not sure if that's a couple. But anyway, it sounds like a great time. Yeah, so that's neat. The
Lots of people here
Villages
have
does
had,
that.
we used to feel like big dogs, man. Hey, yeah, we've been married 40 years.
Yeah, people here, we've been married 62
72 years,
70 years, 80 years. But,
So delusional, Linda, there are a lot of people that we used to think they were old. We don't think they're so old anymore.
no.
Robert and Becky from Graysville, Tennessee, wonder how long it took us from our lifestyle visit to moving in our home. I can remember it like that.
Can you?
So see, delusional Linda, I haven't lost any memory yet. We had our lifestyle visit October 16 through 20
Okay.
in 2018.
In 18, okay.
And we went home, we didn't find a house. That was a quick turnaround because we came back from the lifestyle visit, we got on the computer, we looked, we finally found a house we loved, and it had just come on the market. They were having an open house. We sent somebody over here to look at it. We bought it sight unseen. That was probably about the 1st of November. We got the things in motion, and we had a quick close. November 30th, we closed. And we actually moved in
December 10th.
December 10th. And we had not boxed up one item when we bought this house. We hadn't had any yard sales or garage sales. We had to kick it in high gear, didn't we?
I think we were having a yard sale around Thanksgiving. It was just crazy.
Someday we're going to share some pictures with you of the chaos that we endured up there.
Oh, yes, yes.
It was rough, but we're happy now.
Tracy wants to know the advantages and disadvantages of buying a stucco home versus the vinyl siding home.
That's what we looked for, a block and stucco. We didn't want vinyl. Our home back in Indiana was brick. The home before that was brick. The first home we ever had when we got married was brick.
Yes.
So we wanted a block and stucco or something firm, But plenty of people are happy as clams in their vinyl siding homes. The advantages to this is the damage from storms, I think, would be less on block and stucco.
Can I add to that, though? Our last home that we did have, that we lived in about 35 years, the top of the house was vinyl and around the side. And so we did have to go out and power wash that and clean that because of the wooded area we were in, and it got that moldy whatever on it. What do you call that? Anyway, but that was a problem, mildew or whatever. But that was a bit of a problem, and we just didn't want to deal with that.
Okay. We had a 2-story home, so when you get up on the second story, they had vinyl over on that.
Yeah.
But we like the block and stucco. We think it'll be more resistant to a hurricane or a tornado. There's less to burn, I think, if you had a fire. I think it's less affected by termites,
Could be.
although they say it can be. You know, we got the termite protection here. You guys saw it on an earlier
Yes.
video. But those are reasons why. Resistance to storms, resistance to bugs and insects, and the maintenance. Although we do have to have this painted every 8 to 10 years, the vinyl never needs painting. I'm telling them about the vinyl. Brian, along the same lines, wonders if you bought a vinyl home, would it be more expensive for the insurance? I guess because he thinks there would be more damage possible in high winds or a hurricane or a tornado. And I don't know, it sounds like that's possible, but we're not insurance agents.
We don't know that answer too well.
People do ask us all the time, who do you have your insurance with? We go through the village's insurance. That's not a commercial for them. Frankly, I don't like the fact that you can't ever talk to a live person down there. It seems that way anyway. When you call in to ask questions or you need immediate help, you get a call back. I like the hometown insurance people. You know, remember the one that
Yes.
that knew your name and
Yeah.
knew about your dog and you could call him anytime and he was there for you.
There he was.
You think those days are gone? We hope you guys liked the show we did recently about the Lofts apartments, and we have a question.
We do, and this is from Steve and Arlise. And if someone rents at the Villages lofts to see if the Villages are a good fit for them, do they have a secure place to park their golf cart while they reside there?
I do not think, and again, don't go by what we're telling you. Call them up. Call the Villages Lofts, and we gave you the website on the last video. We know that they have garages that are available. They're not standard with every apartment, but you can buy a garage or you can rent a garage for an extra monthly fee. They do have exterior parking for golf carts, and everybody gets a parking space. But you don't want to pay $16,000 for a golf cart and park it outside. I hate to park anything outside in Florida.
I do too.
That sun is brutal. And the rain, boy, when that rain comes down.
It pelts down.
Yeah. So I would want interior parking, but that would be extra. The next person wished to remain anonymous, but they had a question that probably will be of interest to a lot of you. They're going to be living at a friend's home here in the Villages and be performing as a caretaker for the next year or two.
Wow.
And they wondered, will they be able to forward their mail to the Villages address while they're staying here? I don't think that the Villages has anything to do with mail delivery. You just do that through the post office. And I think you could definitely, if you're living somewhere, you can have your mail forwarded. But your next question is a little more complicated. Anonymous wonders, would I be able to participate in the Villages clubs during this longer time that I'm there? And that is a yes if. I actually called and researched this for you. If you were a renter and the people that own the home you're renting sign off their permission to use the clubs and facilities, you can purchase a card for $50. They have to do it actually. That allows you to be a temporary resident and use the facilities. But your situation's different because you're going to be living there with the current owner. They would have to relinquish their rights,
Their rights.
to let you do that and purchase your own green Villages ID card to let you in all the activities. But there's a way around that. If you change your driver's license to that address, then you are allowed to get a temporary 3-year Villages ID where you could use all the facilities, join the clubs, etc. But you have to have a proof of address that you are living at that. And it can't be just like a letter from the homeowner. It has to be something official.
I see.
Tom and Lynn write us from Oregon. And they have a question about pools. Now, this may not appeal to a large audience out there, but it's interesting because I hadn't really thought of it before. But the gist of this question is, a pool may hold 15,000 gallons of water.
Wow.
Water is expensive. When you build a new pool or you have an empty pool and you fill it, do you do that with tap water? So you have two kinds of water in your home. You have potable water and then you have reclaimed water that comes through your irrigation system. There's no way to tap into that irrigation water. The water on your outdoor spigots, that's good water. That's potable water. So that's what you would use to fill your pool.
Right.
And she said it takes about 15,000 gallons, so I had no idea how much that would cost. And she wanted to know how long it would take to fill a pool. And so I did some investigative reporting. A new pool has to be filled from scratch. Right now I'm in a beautiful pool right here in the Villages, and it's not being heated, so I'm going to try to make this quick. Pools vary in size and shape. Your question regarded a 15,000 gallon fill. So I did some research. The cost of maintaining a pool like this comes after the initial fill, but that initial fill can be quite expensive. You ask, number one, should we fill it from tap or should we hire a truck to come in? If you hire a truck to come in, you're going to be spending some cash. For a pool this size, it would take 3 truckloads. That came to $2,045. I got an actual quote for it. The other question, what about if we fill it from our tap, use our outdoor spigot? Is that what you call it, spigot, or do you call it faucet? When you fill it from the spigot, I called the Villages. They figured it up for me. Very nice. $107. So it's a no-brainer. You don't want to call in the trucks, just turn on the spigot. If you love your neighbors over there, run their garden hose over and you can split the cost. The cost of that water doesn't seem like very much. That's if you own your own pool. We've had people complaining recently about the rise in amenity fees. Well, you can see that keeping water in over 100 swimming pools, keeping them heated, and as your question regarded topping off the water when it evaporates, I ask about that. This pool, this deluxe pool, owned by one of the premier citizens in the Villages, has an automatic bulb raising and lowering with water level. When the water drops, it automatically is fed into the pool. And it's done that way. So there's not going to be a regular charge of this much money or that much money. It all depends on how much evaporates, and the smart pool regulates how much water is brought in. So I can't tell you more than that. But Tom and Lynn, I had fun researching your question, and now it's time for me to take a dip. I'm just kidding. This pool's way too cold. There you see. Not as expensive as we thought, but boy, if you didn't do that homework and you said, I'm just going to have a truck bring my water in, yikes.
No, don't do that.
No. And as far as how long it takes, the pool you saw me in there is about half the size of 15,000 gallons, and it takes a full day to fill that up. So a 15,000 gallon pool would probably take a couple of days. You just put the hose in, let it run all day, run all night, run a bit the next day. Watch your water meter going. By the way, they read your meters here electronically.
Yeah, they don't come to your house like they used to do.
They do too. They come to your house. Remember, she walks outside with that machine and she just
Gosh,
holds
it's been a long time since I've seen them.
they get a reading on it.
Chris and Tiff in Colorado write, is there a way to quickly distinguish which pools are adult-only pools?
I know how you do that. When you get to the rec center and you look over the gate, if you see a bunch of kids in there,
You know that's going to be a family pool. And also the family pools have music. It's piped in from downtown or whatever.
I think she means can you look and see, is
Yeah.
there like a fountain coming up with sprinklers for kids, or is it a funny shape? Or
Yeah, all the shapes are pretty much the same. But the family pools and the adult pools are all the same size. The sports pools are a little bit bigger, and you'll see flags across, so you'll know that's for the water volleyball and the water aerobics classes. But the other pools are the same size.
Our pool here, the neighborhood pool, it's a very nice sized pool.
Mm-hmm.
It goes 5 feet to 3 feet. Mm-hmm. It's rectangular. They're all rectangular, aren't they?
Yes.
They're all rectangular.
Up north. Now down south, they're a little bit different. They have a configuration in the.
Now we're down south.
Well, no, we aren't. No, we aren't. We're going to be in the middle. But this is south of 44. Some of the pools have more of a round edges.
Oh, do they?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would those be family pools or neighborhood pools or sports pools?
I don't think the sports pools are round. The sports pools are all rectangular.
Because they have lanes.
Mm-hmm.
They have
Yeah.
lanes, and they're bigger, right?
Yeah, they are.
But your neighborhood pools and your
Adult.
regional rec center pools, No, not regional rec center, because those are sport pools.
Right, the neighborhood pools,
Let me start. Your neighborhood, and then what's the next
village.
one? Your neighborhood pools and your village's pools are the same size, but the sports pools are bigger.
They are.
Kathy and Harry wonder what we did to preserve the mountain of family photographs and accumulated memorabilia. Volumes of albums, overflowing plastic tubs, framed portraits, etc.
That's a wonderful question because we brought it all. And we have tubs of them in the closet stored.
I'm shoved under the beds.
Pictures are shoved under the beds. One of these days, we have taken pictures of pictures, but we sometimes we haven't gotten rid of the big pictures we had back at home, and we don't put them all out in this home. So it's a problem.
We'll show you a few of our pictures here. You may remember, or you may not, we've had an interesting life. After I got finished with coaching and teaching, still teaching, but not coaching anymore, we started a photography business.
Yeah.
And we had a full-fledged photography business for about a dozen years.
Yeah.
Where we did lots and lots of sports photographs. We did family photographs. We did
Seniors.
senior photographs. Senior has a whole new meaning now, though, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Yeah. And so we had thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures, and we would encourage people, oh, you want that big picture of Billy. You need that. Wouldn't that look good over the fireplace, that big picture?
Yeah.
And we got some too. And now what do you do with them? You know, because Billy was 17. How long will you have Billy's 17-year-old picture over your fireplace?
Yeah.
You know, so we've got the same situation. We've got them. Luckily for us, since we were photographers, I've got them on digital files.
Yeah.
But still, when you've got that, you paid for the canvas and you've got it, and it costs you $300. And nobody wants that picture of Billy. What do you do with it? That's hard.
Yeah.
You give it to Billy is what you do. Here,
And
Billy.
then they don't-
Then when he throws it away, you know, that's just, that's up to him.
Throw it away,
Yeah.
right?
I hope you like that little look down memory lane on our pictures. I'm going to give you a little diet tip this week again. Last time you all liked it. It was a simple tip. But I'm going to give you another simple tip today. I am no guru, as you can see. I'm certainly not anybody's role model. But, you know, I'm a coach. And, you know, coaches tell you, do as I say, not as I do. So here's another little diet tip. You know, chocolate-covered pretzels or Cantina-style chips or whatever. You know, there's a lot of... But one thing that I think that I've been trying to do, and I think it helps, is when I eat a potato chip. I used to take like 8 of them, just and you know, you get a big mouthful. It tastes good. That salt hits you. It's good stuff, right? That's not good, right? It doesn't look good. It does taste good, though. But what you should do is eat one chip at a time. Put that chip in, Like if you were on Survivor and you could only have one chip, how good would that chip be? Eat that chip. Eat the whole chip. Taste the whole thing. Enjoy it. Keep enjoying it. When you finish it, have another. Prolong the pleasure. That's my tip. Time for our last question. Quit smelling her. Are you smelling her?
He's so needy today. I don't know what's happening. He's just wanting to be right here in my arms.
To be fair to him, I'm going to tell you, we have had a lot of technical glitches. And we've had this set up and we've been doing this for a long time today. It's not as automatic as it may look. And he's been sitting here for quite a while, and now he's saying, when is it my turn? When is it my part? When do I get my treat? The last question, again from Chris and Tiff in Colorado. They want to know, what is the best country club restaurant? And are there any dishes that stand out? Okay, get your pencil out. They're all good. We like Lopez Legacy. That's a long drive from here.
It is a big drive.
But on Mondays they sometimes have prime rib, and that is so good. That's
It's
my
delicious.
favorite.
Melts
prime
in your
rib.
mouth. Oh,
You know, if I can't visit the Colonel, I'm liking that prime rib.
it is.
And we also like Mallory Hill. We haven't gone there as much as we used to.
Yeah.
You know, COVID got us out of a routine. Did it get you out of your routine? I know it did.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to go there on Thursdays. They would have
Italian night.
And on Fridays it was fried fish, and on Saturdays it was fried chicken. That's at Mallory Hill. Cane Garden is very well known for their restaurant. Mm-hmm. And Bonifay Country Club and Belglade, the views there are just outstanding. And there are others too, but those are the ones I would say: Lopez Legacy, Mallory Hill, Belglade, Bonifay, and Cane Garden. Can't go wrong. All right, Gizmo,
It's time to work.
take it away.
Florida is a wonderful place to live. There's so much to do. If you move here, you can go to the beach, you can go down to the Everglades, you can go over to St. Augustine. There's just so many places to go. But if you have a four-legged friend like me, you might wonder, what am I going to do? Well, there's a lot of things you can do. Now, Mom and Dad, they have friends that want to keep me, and I am so thankful. In fact, I consider them my step-parents. I have a great time when I'm with them, but if you don't have great friends that will keep your pup, you can hire somebody to come to your house. They will actually stay in your house and eat your food and sit on your toilet and all that stuff, and they'll probably only charge you like $25 or $40 a night. Or they have a place here called a spa. You can take your puppy to the pet spa. And I'm sure it just sounds so nice. You know, you can probably get a massage and I don't know what all. And then they have, you know, just a regular kennel where you can go and you know, they'll put your paws on the little cage and you'll sit in there and they'll take you out once a day or 2 times a day or maybe 3 times a day if it's a good place. And you can do your business and that's kind of boring. And then they have a regular vet. You can go to the vet and they have cages back there they can keep you. But that sounds horrible, doesn't it? It just sounds horrible. Hopefully you can find some friends. Thankfully, Mom and Dad have the bestest friends in the world, and they let me come over. But if you have to hire somebody to watch your dog or take him to the spa, you're going to have to pay $25 if you're lucky, maybe $60 if you're not so lucky.
You know, that is so important, to have good people to watch your dog
Absolutely.
when you're away. Mm-hmm. You can't go away with a good peace of mind if you don't know that they're well taken care of.
Yeah.
You know, we've done it all over the years. We've used a veterinarian where, thankfully, we had a good one.
Yeah.
But he's still in a little cage.
Yes, we didn't.
And they let him out a couple of times a day.
Yeah.
And the pet spa, we've had really good reports of that. There are many, many, many people that let you know, just like he said, that they'll come to your house. You might not want somebody in your house, but we luckily, and the best thing is probably to have somebody you totally trust. And we are so lucky that there are multiple people that love this guy and want to watch him. That's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
That's going to do it for today's show. We sure had fun bringing it to you.
Thank you all for watching, and please tell your friends to watch and press that like and subscribe button. Until next time.
See you when you get here.